Shalom. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, whom the world ignorantly, through misinformation and through the deceitfulness of the so-called white man, or Edom, according to the scriptures, called God and Jesus. All right, because they changed the name. They would have said they crucified the Lord, man. All right, so the name is not big. You know, the true name is not big in this world, man. All right, but us that know what these scriptures say, and know what true power, the meaning of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai means. All right, we know that it is big in the earth, but through the vain philosophy of these, these so-called white people and the things that they push through these churches, man, it's not big. It's not big amongst Israel. They call him Yahshua, all right, Yeshaya, you'll play yoga, all these different names, man, which is not the name of our Almighty Father, man. Okay? So all praises call halal to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. Double honors to our apostles, that great millstone that rule well amongst the elect. And much blessings and much love to you, sincere Akim, that's really teaching this truth and sincerity, man. All right? And pushing these prophecies through the four corners. Because right now we're at the end of this thing, to the point where you don't have time to be slacking. You don't have time to be brown nosing. All right, be BSing. Okay, so much love to you, sincere Akim. Pretty much what I want to get into is, how we're supposed to pretty much give our lives up, man. We're supposed to endure these chastenings, endure this affliction that we're going through for the word of the Most High, man. Okay, and not finding. I mean, just like the Acumen said, which is a true fact, is that we have many reasons to quit, man. All right, but when you go through the scriptures and you filter through the scriptures, all right, it's a bigger meaning than your personal feelings and why you should give up, man. Yahweh Shai didn't give up on the elect, man. All right, he was put up on the cross for us. He was beaten. All right, he was crucified. All right, he was spit on. He was slapped. All right, he was, disgraced for the elect's sake. All right, so we all much do the same thing, man. All right, go out here on these highways and the byways, do these videos, these lessons. All right, and show that the Most High didn't have his son go up on the cross for naught, man. All right, and we're supposed to uphold that. All right, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right, we're supposed to uphold that in these days, man. Okay? I'm just get straight into what I have. It says Romans chapter 6 and verse 1. It says, what shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin that grace may abound? All right? It says, shall we continue in sin? And the answer to that is no, man. All right? Because there's no grace. There's no grace in willfully sinning, man. Now, us as men that came into this truth, yeah, we sinned. We did our thing back in the world, and when we came to this knowledge, it's like, okay, damn, we need to really let go of this. All right, and that's the grace, man, that the Most High gave us. That He even gave us a chance. All right, He gave us a chance to turn our lives over. He gave us a chance to put away sin and come to Him. All right, so why would we keep sinning, thinking that He's going to be satisfied with that, thinking that He's going to just give us a pass on it? No, we're supposed to leave that part of us behind us and come into this truth and get down, man. Get down in righteousness. All right. It says, Most High forbid. See, how shall we that are dead to sin live any longer therein? All right, us being dead to sin is knowing what these different law, statutes, and commandments are. All right, going through the books of Moses, or going through the books of Psalms, Jeremiah, Isaiah, Ecclesiasticus, Maccabees, Matthews, all these different books. All right, why would we continue to sin, man? All right, it says, how should we live any longer, man? Because this world is corrupt, man. All of us came from the world, man. None of us was born directly into this truth. All right, none of us was born knowing all knowing to keep these law, statutes, and commandments in America. We were raised up to go to college and to get the so-called white man's education and all these different things. Bow down to these women, all right, and that's not part of this truth, man. All right. It says, verse 3, know ye not that so many of us as were baptized into Yahushua Hamashiach were baptized into his death? All right, so we pretty much had to take up our crosses, man. We have to suffer these afflictions. He suffered afflictions for the elect. So why wouldn't us being the hopeful elect, as our apostle Gabar would say, the hopeful elect, why wouldn't we carry our crosses, man? Why wouldn't we show that Yahushua, all right, why wouldn't we show that Yahushua that he didn't do that for naught, man? Why would we make a game? That's part of these niggas making this a game, man. Those type of niggas that don't want to take up their cross, don't want to suffer the afflictions, don't want to give up their past lives, or don't want to give up they lavish lifestyles for the Lord. Them type of niggas, man, you niggas is gonna get death, man. All right, you niggas that's playing with it, and that's why we constantly have to check ourselves, man. Because if you can't get that up, all right, the Most High is gonna spew you out of his mouth, man. You're lukewarm. All right, you can't play both sides. You can't serve mammon and the Most High, man. You gotta serve either or. Either or, you're going to be the servant thereof. All right, so we had to take up our crosses. We're crucified into Yahushua's death, man. Which means the same things that he was out here teaching are the same things that he was cursing them wicked scribes and Pharisees out about. That's the same thing we're supposed to do on these highways and byways, man. All right. It says, therefore, because it says the things that he did, he left as an example for us, man. How we should carry ourselves in this society. All right. It says, therefore, we are buried with him by baptism into death, that like as Hamashiach was raised up from the dead by the glory of the Father, even so we also should walk in newness of life. All right. That's giving up that world, man. With the book of Colossians, I believe it's the chapter 3, and it's a good read. It says that we ought to mortify our members, man. Get rid of that old man. That old man is gonna bring you down. That old man is gonna drag you to destruction. It's gonna keep you in darkness, man. All right, and that's what this world is full of. It's full of darkness. Our old man was in this world, and he's full of darkness, man. When we come into this truth, what it says in Baruch, we're illuminated, man. We're the illuminated ones when we come to this truth. So who wants to stay in darkness but a nigga that don't want to give his life up, man? Don't want to give his carnal life up to get this spirituality, man. Much more glorious is much more worth it, or is much more worth the suffering and the fighting. All right, and as the scripture says, not always glorious. It says no chastening seem to be glorious but grievous. At the same time, it's beautiful, man. It's beautiful to suffer for the Lord, man. I'd rather suffer for the Lord, all right, than suffer for these crackers, man. I'd rather put my life on the line for the Lord than to put my life on the line for the enemy. Fuck the enemy, man. To hell with the enemy. The enemy don't... When has the enemy ever been on your side, man? All right? It says, for if we have planted together in the likeness of his death, we shall be also in the likeness of his resurrection, knowing this, that our old man is crucified with him, that the body of sin might be destroyed. All right? That the body of sin may be destroyed. That old man, your wickedness. That's saying that you can eat pork. All right? That shit is done. That's out the door, man. All that nonsense is out the door. Being Egyptians. All right? being Muslims, being atheists, all these different, man, that shit's out the door, man. Once you come to this truth, man, that shit is out the door. All right. It says that the body of sin might be destroyed, that henceforth we should not serve sin. All right. For he that is dead is free from sin. Is freed from sin, man. All right. That's why we go so hard for the Lord, man. Because he said, I'm going to grab this. That's why we go so hard for the Lord, man. And when you get into these scriptures, you start to realize that this is where I should have been in the first place, man. Why? Of course, the Most High, he put you in your due time. All right, but when you come into it, you appreciate it. All right, this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 8, verse 36. It says, "But he that sinneth against me wrongeth his own soul. All they that hate me love death." All right. So when you're sinning, when you're doing these things that you were doing when you were in the world, all these different abominations, you were hurting yourself, man. All right, you were walking towards that darkness, that door of death, man. It says, "Walk in the presence of the light, that thou mayest be illuminated thereof." All right. So us in this truth, that's how we're supposed to be free from sin, man. We're not supposed to we're not supposed to serve sin. We're not supposed to let this world overtake us, man. Because if you're getting weak and you're not reading and you're not studying, all right, you're not staying up on videos, you're not going into these prophecies, none of these things that the Lord told us to do, you're gonna get weak, man. You're gonna get weak and you're gonna go back into the world.